You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Pennsylvania's responding to the remnants of Hurricane Ida currently impacting the state. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has more on what state agencies are recommending for residents.
Our area has seen rain, and more rain today as a result of the remnants of Hurricane Ida that slammed into the Gulf Coast on Sunday evening. PennDOT, State Police, and the Wyln administration are encouraging residents to take the storm seriously and avoid travel when possible.
If you must travel, exercise caution, slow down, and do not drive through standing or moving water. Have a backup travel plan and use trusted resources to monitor, or trusted sources to monitor road conditions.
Rushing floodwaters don't just affect vehicles. People out on foot should also stay away from rising waters.
And avoid wading in floodwaters due to the contaminants they contain. We have in the past had individuals that wandered out to be able to take a look at the force of moving water, been standing on the embankment, and unfortunately have been swept away and perished. We want to avoid that at all costs.
PennDOT has been preparing for the storm and is actively monitoring roads and bridges.
Because there's been a great deal of rain over the last few weeks and the ground's already saturated, which means that there's a potential for landslides in those prone areas and quicker than normal rise in those small streams leading to the flash flooding.
Governor Tom Wolf signed a proclamation of disaster emergency, and Pennsylvania National Guard members are on active duty to support rescue operations.
We're doing everything we can to prepare for further rainfall and to prepare for potential flooding. But you can help mitigate this. Everybody in Pennsylvania can help mitigate the dangers of this storm. The best thing all of us can do right now is to stay home and stay safe.
Rivers are being monitored as they are expected to crest within the next few days.
And then we'll have to watch as the rain ends and clears out tonight. We'll have a couple of nice days, but we're going to still have to watch the rivers, the main stem rivers. Those will continue to rise as we head into the next couple of days before cresting, all the way from the western part of the state to the eastern part. So we'll have to continue to monitor that as a secondary threat.
Motorists can check on current road conditions by visiting 511pa.com. And lastly, home and business owners impacted by the storm can log on to ready.pa.gov for further assistance. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. And speaking of, the PUC has tips for residents to follow during storms and severe weather conditions. First, people should keep their utility hotlines handy in case of power outages and flooding. PUC says to avoid flooded homes and businesses. Don't touch electric panels or outlets if you're standing in water, and if your basement floods, don't enter unless you're sure the water isn't making contact with the source of electricity. Also, don't attempt to plug in or turn on any water-damaged appliances until they've been inspected. If you have natural gas and smell an odor, leave your home or building immediately and call 911. And finally, if you see a downed tree, don't try to remove it, especially from power lines. If you see that power lines are down, stay clear and immediately call your electric utility company and 911. Governor Tom Wolf announced the activation of 43 Pennsylvania Air National Guard to support Afghan ally refugee efforts in the U.S. The airmen, who are on federal orders until the end of September, will provide general base support. This includes security, firefighting, and ground transportation duties as needed at Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst in New Jersey, Volk Field in Wisconsin, and at the Pentagon. Governor Wolf stated that we're fortunate to have the diverse resources of the Pennsylvania Air National Guard to assist with the monumental yet compassionate task. He went on to state that Pennsylvania will do whatever it takes to provide the resources and the open arms for the Afghan people to feel safe and welcomed. You don't get to take a run of the Commonwealth's case and read the jury. Those were the words of Luzerne County Judge Joseph Sklarowski Jr. addressing 31-year-old Tremaine Jamison after he gave his reasoning for backing out of his guilty plea of third-degree murder in the fatal shooting of Devon Brown. Brown was shot back on May 31, 2017 during a kindergarten graduation party at Marion Terrace Apartments in Hanover Township. State police allege that Jamison was given a .40 caliber firearm during a fight, which he fired and struck Brown with. Shortly after pleading guilty and entering into an agreement, Jamison withdrew the plea with his new lawyer, claiming that he was coerced by his former attorney to do so. Sklarowski denied Jamison's request, indicating he had the opportunity to present his defense and doesn't have the right to review the prosecution's case and read the jury. Jamison is scheduled to be sentenced September 23rd. A Berwick man faces federal charges of fraud after attempting to obtain over $400,000 in COVID relief. 67-year-old Hayes Horner was charged with perpetrating a wire fraud scheme to obtain COVID-19 relief funds guaranteed by the Small Business Administration through the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. Information alleges that Horner aided his co-conspirators in obtaining and attempting to obtain over $400,000 in EIDL funds. This was done by opening 2 bank accounts that received funds obtained after fraudulent loan applications were made in the names of other unknowing individuals. Horner allegedly withdrew over $58,000 and unsuccessfully attempted to wire $165,000 to other accounts. Hazleton City Council adopted an ordinance to allow people who had ATVs seized by city police to make their case before a local appeals board. The city's recreational vehicle regulations now include a due process provision, giving ATV owners or financiers the option to pay $350 and attend a hearing before an ATV appeals board, which will be appointed at an upcoming meeting. The board will address issues on a case-by-case basis, focusing more on the issue of fairness, though the public can still pursue appeals through the courts. The person requesting the hearing would be responsible for paying a court reporter and public hearing advertising costs, as well as all costs associated with the seizure, removal, and storage of the vehicle. The ordinance also bars line holders and financiers from selling or releasing the vehicle back to the person who violated local recreational vehicle regulations. Starting today, the average UGI customer's residential heating bill will increase by 6.1% per month, from $82.39 to $87.42. UGI said the hike's a result of increases to its purchased gas costs rates. By law, UGI officials said utilities are required to pass the cost of the natural gas they purchase directly through to customers without any markup. Customers with a limited or fixed income can call 1-800-UGI-WARM to determine if they're eligible for one of a number of energy assistance programs. Coming up on Wyln News, another COVID cancellation in our area. Plus, Marty's got why. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kits. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is sunny.
We want your child to be our Wyln Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. We've got 3 locations now. We have 2 locations over on Airport Road with a huge selection of used cars, over 220 used cars on the ground. And at our Mazda location on Airport Road, we got a bunch of pre-owned cars. They're all clean and ready to go. So with over 200 cars on the ground in the Greater Hazleton area and over 2,000 online at blazealexander.com, make sure when you're in the market, you check us out and find out, well, we have the cars to take the deals those other guys don't.
The pandemic has claimed yet another popular event in our area, this time in Scranton. The Steamtown Marathon took to Facebook to announce that the race is canceled and that those who were planning to participate would be refunded. The rise in COVID cases through the last couple of weeks influenced their decision, as well as the Delta variant infecting those who are already vaccinated. Organizers are crushed that they have to cancel for a second year in a row, as runners train for months before to race. But tonight, local sports fans, we've got episode 2 of Sports Talk coming your way. Tune in tonight at 7 for host Marty Burns' Game of the Week discussions with Hazleton area head coach Dennis Bookman. Tonight's episode features QB Tyler Wolf and a sneak peek of what's to come when Harrisburg makes their way up to Harmongeist for Friday night's Battle of the Cougars. You can catch the replays Thursday night at 6 and 8, Friday at 1:30 and 6, and both Saturday and Sunday at 12:30. So check back tonight at 7 for another episode of Sports Talk right here on Wyln TV. And although we're unable to bring you any live coverage from Harmongeist this year due to the school board's vote against our contract, our Wyln sports crew's gearing up regardless to bring you game number 2 of the 2021 high school football season. We kick off with some live Bulldog Comets action this Friday, September 3rd, when we travel to Crispin Memorial for Berwick's home opener against Crestwood. Tune in for your Friday night fill of Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and our Wyln sports crew, bringing you the event, not just the highlights. Sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. No plans Friday night? No problem. Got some? Well, cancel them. Instead, tune in for your weekly dose of Friday night football and all the live local action right here on Wyln TV. Wyln's all-time OT hero Marty Burns has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off season across our viewing area. So, let's talk sports.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Blaze Alexander Hazleton. We're not machines. We're going to struggle 7 times out of 10. It just feels bad when I strike out and get booed. It doesn't really get to me, but I want to let them know we're successful. We're going to do the same thing to them. Let them know how it feels. That quote by Mets second baseman Javier Baez Sunday, who wasn't happy that he was getting booed by the Mets fans. So whenever they did something good, they booed the Met fans back. Him, Francisco Lindor, and Kevin Pillar, among others. And Baez also went on to say, we win and lose together. They, meaning the fans, need to get to be better. You know what? They're paying a lot of money for you to get paid for a lot of money to play a game of baseball, and you need to remember that, and you and your teammates need to remember that. These fans have every right to boo, and I was happy to see that Mets president Sandy Alderson agreed with me that, you know, the fans have a right to boo, and he called his team's show of booing on the field unacceptable and unprofessional. So hopefully this is an indication to all other professional athletes that, you know, the fans spend a lot of money, whether it's just coming out on a Sunday to come see somebody play, or for those that spend a lot of money on season tickets, they're there that they're feeding your paycheck that you get every year that has a lot of zeros in it. So I hope Javi Baez and the rest of his teammates and all professional athletes remember. But let's go to somebody that we never boo, and that's Julia.
Well, thank you, Marty. Coming up on Junedale's News Choice, we bring back walking up and down stairs on this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 3. Stay with us.
Thomas Farm Market, a true family farm, conveniently located in Drums. Accessible from Route 93, Thomas Farm has been around for many generations and started selling vegetables and flowers from their front porch. Over the years, they grew into a full farm market, selling their own flowers from spring until fall. Large variety of seasonal vegetables and herbs. You can pick your own vegetables or wild flowers, both fresh from their fields. The fall harvest season is here, and you'll find the perfect pumpkin in addition to all the fall varieties of produce, fruit, and flowers. Stop by and visit the family at Thomas's Farm Markets in Drums. Fresh from the Farm, brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network. In life, we have many kinds of partners. Shouldn't you have a partner when it comes to your health? Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
It's high school football time. Watch WYLN for all the local high school football action as we bring you the event, not just the highlights, like only WYLN can. The Game of the Week on WYLN TV is sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. For the best in local sports, watch WYLN TV 35. The event, not just the highlights.
Welcome to Community and You here on WYLN. I'm Julia Wiegand, and if you haven't checked the calendar, it is Wednesday, which means it's Wellness Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. And today we are on location at the Health and Wellness Center, talking proper posture when walking up and down stairs with a physical therapist right here, Tom Armstrong. How you doing, Tom?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Oh, great. Now, walking up and down stairs may seem like such a redundant, easy thing that we do every single day, but that's not the case, especially with seniors.
Correct. Unfortunately, seniors have a tendency to lean forward and roll their shoulders. And we know gravity has a tendency to want to pull them forward, so it becomes a safety issue, especially when going up and down the stairs. So proper things that they really need to think of is, again, that posture, picking that head up, get those shoulders, centering your body over your head over your body. That way your spine is all elongated the way it's supposed to be, and you're a lot safer.
Now, what are some other things that seniors and just like people like you and me should be taking into consideration when doing the everyday?
Again, proper foot placement on the stairs. So for the safety of it, making sure you're aware of it. But when you look down to see where you're putting your feet, make sure you pick your head back up. That way you're up straight instead of leaning down.
What are some of the, injuries or risks of just thinking that you've got this, and here is a poor senior, like anyone's grandmother or grandfather, just taking a tumble.
Again, that tumble is exactly what it is. It's that posture of going forward, of falling down the stairs. And with seniors, once you fall, there's a lot likelihood of getting injured, more so than a younger person, younger, healthier person, and they don't bounce back and heal as quickly. Excuse me. So again, just that prolonged injury from falling downstairs and then having to spend a lot of time in a rehabilitation center afterwards. So it can be very risky for them.
Now, besides the posture, what are some things that seniors can also do to make sure that they can still make it up and down the stairs?
Again, strengthen your legs up, getting into a routine of walking again with that good posture, going to stairs, even practicing, getting on the bottom step and just going up and down and make sure you have the strength to do that.
What is the biggest takeaway, in your opinion, that viewers, seniors, anyone taking care of seniors, or just anyone in general should really take away from this video when it comes to walking up and down stairs? As simple as it sounds, obviously not as simple.
Again, safety is paramount. It's the protection of that senior, of making sure that they don't fall down, and watching them, helping them going up and down the stairs, reminding them to pick their heads up, making sure that their shoulders are up so they can see where they're going.
It seems like rails are a huge, huge help.
Without a doubt. Very, very dangerous for a senior to not have something to hold on to going up and down the stairs, whether it be with a walker or without a walker. Again, those handrails are huge to help out people of age. What I'd like seniors to do is when they address the stairs, you can look down and see that there's nothing there. Get those shoulders up and that head up. Come up the stairs, again, looking out in front. The problem is when we get to, especially going down the stairs, when we're leaning like this, because we want to see what's in front of us, you go down and gravity wants to pull me this direction. So that going down like this, and a lot of our seniors do that, creates that image of falling forward. They feel safe by looking, but they don't realize that gravity is pulling down. So what they should be doing, again, head up. You can look down to see where you're going. Touch the back of the stair, make sure it's there, and then go down. One step at a time is fine, or step over step, wherever you're comfortable with. But going down those stairs with that proper posture eliminates gravity. And as we get extremely older, gravity has a tendency to pull us down and we exert a lot of energy. So we get tired. So if you're upright, you're fine. You're going to save energy and you're going to do it properly. And you'll be a lot safer.
Thank you so much for not only the Q&A that we just had, but the demonstration as well.
Sure.
And thank you everybody for watching out there. Remember, take your time down the stairs and up the stairs, especially seniors. Take your time, take it easy, keep that back straight, and you should be able to walk up and down the everyday. Thank you for joining us on this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You. We'll see you next time here on Wyln.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton has the health care you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
2020, it was certainly challenging, but now there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is certainly bright.
Enjoy our world-renowned water parks, classic resorts, breathtaking views, fabulous food. 2021 has arrived. We are back better than ever. Let's enjoy it. Find your enjoyment waiting at PoconoMountains.com.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Dr. Amar Abbasi is leading the way into part 3 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Dr. Amar Abbasi. So we talked about getting into, the role that you're in. So let's talk about that role. For people who may not understand in layman's terms, what is your role for LVH Hazleton, and kind of where do those focuses lie in your role?
Okay, so my current technical clinical title, we'll start with that and then we'll go into layman's terms, is the Regional Clinical Lead of Musculoskeletal Services at Hazleton. And so really what that means is I'm in development with the providers from orthopedics and physiatry or physical medicine and rehabilitation, podiatry, chiropractic, and rheumatology, sports medicine, with respect to developing quality metrics for standard of care for patients. So we're concerned about the patient experience. We're concerned about how we treat the patients. We want to make sure that is within the standard of care. We want to make sure our documentation is appropriate. We want to make sure that we are discussing cases that are more or less that are complex or maybe not. We want to make sure that we have an integrated team approach to how we treat patients. And so my role is more or less making sure that we are acting as a cohesive group when we treat somebody, so that when somebody walks into our musculoskeletal center, they're not just seeing one of our providers, but they're actually in essence seeing all of our providers. And so that they're not getting bounced around from provider to provider, but rather that they're getting a comprehensive treatment plan, and there's actually a natural path for treatment in which they're going. So that's really the idea. And that's what I'm kind of charged with, making sure works in as seamless way as possible. And there are obviously some challenges, but and some successes, but we really are working towards that in a service line fashion. So we want to make sure that patients don't feel like, I think in the past, I think a lot of patients can probably even talk about their experiences in the past where they primary care will send them to one provider, and then they feel like they're going to a different provider, and they don't feel like anything's actually coming about. And when we talk about a service line or these centers, the idea is that once you're with us, you're taken care of, and you're not feeling that you're being left out in the cold or that you're being bounced around. And that's the whole general concept of what we're trying to do from musculoskeletal care.
All right, folks. Check back tomorrow night as Amar continues leading the way into part 4 of this week's segment. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.